You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got a special edition of General Hospital predictions. These are sizzling summer predictions, what ifs, where we think some of these front burner storylines are heading as we are sizzling in July sweeps already, and the heat keeps building on Port Charles. And as we hit record highs, so will the drama. We have got predictions for Nina and Curtis and Selena Wu. We've got Drew, we've got Esme, Tracy, and more. We're going to share all that with you right now. But if you haven't, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our GH spoilers and news. All right, digging in. Our first prediction is that Nina Reeves is going to think she's got away with it. And then, boom, the hammer drops on Nina. So, Nina right now is very concerned that Ned Quartermaine is going to remember that he's not really Eddie Main and is going to burn her down. But as this Eddie storyline keeps dragging on, as we expect it to for a while now, Nina is going to feel more and more confident. She is ready to plan her wedding to Sonny Corinthos, and even better, and yet also setting the stage for much worse, Nina is going to get closer to her daughter, Willow Tate, finally. They are going to be bonding since she's included her in her bubble when she comes home from the hospital. And this is Nina's chance to finally get to know one of her bio kids, but it's all gonna go bad. Again, we've predicted this before, but I think all the spoilers that I've seen are definitely pushing us this way, that the big reveal is going to come at her wedding to Sonny at the worst possible time to blow up everything. Just as Nina thinks that she is going to get her happily ever after with her mob man, she is going to be exposed as the SEC culprit, and everything is going to fall apart. She's going to be on the cusp of having everything she wants, because that's the moment you want to ruin someone and make sure they have nothing left. And that's the fate that we feel Nina has in store this summer. All right, as for Curtis Ashford, we think that he is setting up mob lady Selena Wu, and that could be very dangerous for him. You might remember that Robert Scorpio had tried to get a warrant for the Savoy when he was panicking over Holly Sutton being involved with Miss Wu. But Robert couldn't get the warrant, and the judge stonewalled him, and then his brother Max Scorpio told him to back off. And he said they already had surveillance at the Savoy, and it had been going on for a while, and that the DA needed to butt out. He did, but he wasn't happy about it. Then Holly left town, and we haven't really heard Robert mention it since then, but it is definitely back on the front burner soon. It looks like both Max Scorpio and Dante Falconeri are in on this Savoy surveillance project, and my assumption is that Curtis Ashford is cooperating. It would be a lot easier to get surveillance in there with his cooperation, because they wouldn't even need a warrant. They could be basically running Curtis as kind of a confidential informant in case, so that he won't get prosecuted when it turns out there was illegal gambling and things going on at his establishment. Remember, Curtis didn't really want her there, and he is an ex-cop. Okay, so it kind of seems almost out of character for him to let Selena Wu set up shop in his back room, but it might be something that he's done to try and take her down. So we also have this Metro Court shooting that started on Friday and picks up on Monday, and somebody's life is at risk, and Curtis is one of the 5 potential victims that official spoilers say is one of the ones who is shot. Only one of the 5 is supposedly shot, and it could be Curtis. And maybe it's Curtis because Selena Wu has figured out that he is scheming against her. And if Curtis is participating in this, I have to wonder if Cody Bell is going to be collateral damage, or if he is actually working against Selena also, and he is Dante's CI in this matter. We will have to wait and see, but it feels like Miss Selena Wu has a comeuppance coming this summer. The third prediction we have for summer is that Tracy Quartermaine is going to try really hard to ruin Lucy Coe and Deception. So Tracy is super curious all about the Deceptor. She had Brooklyn Quartermaine steal some files because she basically wanted to see the design and everything. We know that Martin Gray played some sort of role in inspiring Lucy to create it, but he keeps telling her, don't tell anybody that. So there's definitely something shady about this Deceptor thing. And now she's got Martin on the ELQ board, and I think that is to keep an eye on him, maybe to control him, maybe to get some info out of him, maybe to make it look like he's got some sort of conflict of interest since he's a lawyer. I'm not sure, but it definitely seems that Tracy sees the Deceptor as stolen intellectual property, as in a stolen patent. Maybe they already had it in the works. However, I will say this, that when there is a patent in the works, patent attorneys do these in-depth investigations, and that should have already turned up by now if there was another patent already in the works. However, we know that soap operas don't actually follow the laws of normal life. So Tracy may see this as an invention stolen from her, and she may be working with the real inventor, who is also linked to Martin. Also, if you're wondering why Tracy would do this over and above just taking something from someone is something that she likes doing, Tracy Quartermaine hates Lucy Coe, and it's all about Lucy's long ago relationship with Alan Quartermaine. You may remember that Lucy charmed him, and the Quartermaines definitely did not like her as an interloper, but Tracy in particular really dislikes her, so she would happily ruin her. All right, our fourth prediction for summer is that Drew Cain is attacked in prison, and as part of ruining Nina's life, she is blamed for it. So day one in Pentonville, Drew was already getting threats. Cyrus Renaud showed up. He gave him a shank. He basically talked about how dangerous it was. Sonny already warned him that he could only protect him to a certain extent. Drew's got 3 years to go, but I don't think it's going to be very long before things are really dangerous for him in prison. We have speculated, and there's a video on our General Hospital playlist, that maybe Cameron Matheson is going to be leaving the soap. Maybe his contract is up. I don't know, because he was very specific. He's been on there 2 years now, and when he first inked the deal, he refused to say how long it was, but 2 to 3 years is a kind of a standard soap contract for a big star. They really don't write ones longer than that because, you know, the future of soaps, unfortunately, is always a big question. So a 2-year deal might be something that he's in. Maybe they're going to put him in jail and they're doing contract negotiations, and based on how that comes out, maybe they decide what the fate of Drew Cain will be, but I definitely feel like he's going to be attacked in prison. They have slid actors onto the back burner repeatedly during contract negotiations to set it up for an exit, and I think also to give ABC/Disney/ the showrunners leverage over them. They did this to Rebecca Herbst. They have done it to other people. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that they haven't decided yet if Drew will stay or go. But if Drew is attacked, as we think he might be, and then once it comes out that Nina is the one who made the SEC call, of course, Willow and Carly are going to blame Nina for Drew's attack. Remember, Willow really likes Drew a lot. She wanted him to walk her down the aisle, so she's seeing him as a quasi-father figure, and she's not going to take it well, and that's going to be a big influence on how she feels about Nina when this all comes out. All right, we have got one last sizzling summer prediction for you, and it is about Esme Prince. But first, if you haven't, please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our GH updates and spoilers. And if you're enjoying this, please click like. All right, So this prediction is based off a confirmed spoiler that Heather Weber is going to be back soon. Allie Mills, who played the recast role, had confirmed that she was back filming, and it looks like she might have another short arc. I suspect that Esme's wicked mother is going to help her daughter get her memories back. The big deal right now, is Esme is kind of in this holding pattern. Nobody is punishing her for her past deeds because she has amnesia. But if that amnesia corrects, all bets are off and they can try and send her to prison again and take her son away. So I do think that Heather Weber is going to show back up we know she's going to show back up, but she's going to show back up in order to help Esme. Now, knowing Esme as she was before, then you should all be able to easily see that if Heather helps her get her memory back, Heather might drug her with some kind of hallucinogen that does something with your memory. She could give her electroshock therapy. Heather's crazy, so don't think she wouldn't do stuff like that to her daughter, because I'm confident that she would if she thought that there was an end purpose to it. The ends justify the means and all that. So if Esme gets her memories back, then she'll be back to wicked, scheming, evil Esme, and that means that's exactly the kind of person who would keep the fact hidden that she's gotten her memories back. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is Esme getting her memories back, but keeping on pretending to be this sweet, meek, forgetful person rather than a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.